This is Preview Mode. Preview Mode allows us to inspect our characters by zooming in and out of the 3D view. We also have a view of the texture map that iCast has created for us. As well as being able to inspect our character, Preview Mode offers some advanced functionality. We can scroll through the texture map. We can inspect the UV of the texture map. We can also export this UV for those who want to create textures from scratch, and export the entire texture for further editing in a graphics program of your choice. We're going to demonstrate this feature. We're going to save the texture to the desktop and open it with Microsoft Paint. We're not going to do anything too advanced, but we're going to demonstrate how you can have pixel perfect control over your texture map. If we were using an advanced graphics editor such as Photoshop, we'd be able to do much greater effects. But for the purpose of this demonstration, we'll simply add a yellow stroke. We simply save, open iCast, click the Import button and choose our texture. You can see that it's appeared in the texture map. We need to refresh the character and there it is. So as well as having a great texture map to start off with, you're able to take that texture map, create further changes before we export it out into our game projects or multimedia presentation. To remove the modifier texture, we simply go to the Unflatten Texture button, confirm the change, and now it's been removed. Let's continue to Portrait Mode. Portrait Mode allows us to create close-ups of our characters. It can create talking animations and standard animations. We can move the camera and adjust the portrait. We can change the mouth type of the character to further change the appearance of the face. We can apply a custom background and apply settings like turning off and on spotlight, creating a natural camera, and overlaying our environment light. Before we export our animation, we can choose a 64 by 64 resolution, a 128 by 128 resolution, and a 256 by 256 resolution. We can now easily create the animations by clicking the Create buttons. We are now ready to move into export mode. This is export mode. If we intend to export 2D frames, we need to make sure that our 2D character fits within the crop area. We can increase the crop area by clicking these buttons. It is important to make sure that the background color is different to your character. If you need to change the background color, you can do so by clicking this button in the toolbar. This will open the color palette. You can change the color by clicking in the colored area or changing the RGB values. Once you're ready, you can click Select to confirm. Now we can export our character. If we need to export it in a 3D setting, we can choose either DirectX, Wavefront OBJ or Milkshape as the export type. Clicking the Export button will allow us to save the 3D format. If we need to export 2D frames, we must first choose whether we'd like the render to be 150 by 150, 300 by 300, or 450 by 450. 150 by 150 is a great size for most 2D games. We should then zoom out the character so that it has more than enough free space around the crop area. We can now choose to retime our animations from 8 to 16 frames, and whether we want to export one animation at a time or all animations at once. We'll export a single animation. We'll create a new folder on the desktop, give it a name, and we'll save our animation to this folder. We'll have a little message reminding us to turn off any screensavers, and iCast will proceed to export all the frames of animation. iCast automatically creates the transparency for each frame of your animation and saves them as a PNG file. As you can see, iCast saves you a great deal of time-consuming work. As iCast exports your frames, it automatically makes a copy of each one and puts it into your Immunity project folder. This is to allow other Immunity modules and plugins to access your frames. In this short time, iCast has already created 64 frames of animation. And the export is complete. Let's take a look at our new files. We'll minimize iCast and open the folder that we just created. iCast has organized these folders into animation and direction. We can quickly preview these in Explorer. And we can flick through and make sure that they are looping appropriately. As you can see, we now have many frames of animation at our disposal. And our demonstration is complete. Thanks for watching.